Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I know many of you, but for those I don't, my name is Scott Schulte, and I am the current County Board Chair. I have the pleasure of representing District 7, which is portions of Andover, Coon Rapids, and Anoka. You might have been expecting someone else up here today, but Rhonda Severaja is a little bit busy. She's preparing for her first full day as Anoka County Administrator tomorrow. So I have the opportunity to deliver to you the State of the County address. Before I delve into the specifics of what's going on in our county right now, I'd like to take a little time to recognize the business owners in our area. You are the backbone of our community. You invest your time, money, resources, and creativity here in Anoka County. For that, I am thankful, as are my fellow commissioners and our community members. I want you to know that the Anoka County Board of Commissioners is focused on supporting businesses and our local cities' efforts to attract, retain, and help businesses grow and prosper. A strong business climate results in good paying jobs close to home for our residents. New businesses expand our tax base, helping improve everyone's quality of life. Part of ensuring that businesses and residents have the best opportunities possible in Anoka County means keeping property taxes low. When businesses and residents pay less in property taxes, they have more money to invest back into our communities. Anoka County has some of the lowest property taxes in the state, and yet we're still able to provide essential services and maintain our infrastructure through creative budgeting and acquiring grants. The average property tax levy increase from 2012 through 2019 has been only 1.01%. From 2011 to 2013, the board actually decreased the levy by more than 6%. The next 2 years, the levy rose slightly to accommodate for state-mandated cost shifts. Recently, the board has still been holding the line on the levy, despite some of the challenges with healthcare costs and public safety needs. As business owners, I'm sure all of you know how much of a challenge it is to provide adequate health insurance that attracts and retains quality employees. Anoka County faces that exact same situation. The 2019 budget was impacted by nearly 10% increase in employee health care premiums. The county negotiated with our health insurance provider to lessen the impacts of that rise. Both the county health insurance premium contributions and employee contributions were proportionately increased by 9.9% to address the rising price of employees' health insurance. Additionally, the county is facing mandated costs for public safety. The expense of housing inmates is increasing. Anoka County must board inmates in other counties' jails due to the lack of space in our own jail facility. There are also public safety overtime costs, and the budget has been increased to ensure the best and brightest are working for Anoka County Sheriff's Office and the county's 911 center. I would take a moment to say that we take public safety very seriously with this board. Not that it hasn't always been that way, but we are upping the amount of sheriff's deputies, the amount of jailers, and our 911 center, which is taking an increasing amount of phone calls daily. We found a need to add more people down there. So we'll continue to take care of the public safety needs in Anoka County. This year, the county took a different approach than it has in the past when it came to determining ways to decrease the levy. At the start of the year, costs were projected to rise 10%. The county board directed all department heads to work with the county's finance department to paint the scene for 2019 and inform the board of opportunities, challenges, risks that they could anticipate in their programs over the next 5 years. The result of this exercise was a budget recommendation to the board that was more than 5% lower than the initial figures. Through this exercise, we showed our commitment to the citizens of Anoka County. We look for savings wherever possible because our citizens entrust us to the use of their tax dollars, and we don't take that obligation lightly. One of the biggest jobs we have in Anoka County is maintaining and enhancing infrastructure, which includes our roads, parks, libraries, county buildings, and technology. Doing this falls in line with our mission to be fiscally responsible. As someone who has worked on vehicles nearly my entire life, I know the importance of maintenance. A fairly inexpensive fix when your car starts to show signs of wear can help you avoid disaster down the road. I think all of us remember that old commercial, you can pay me now or you can pay me later, and the oil plug drops in the drain pan and no oil comes out. I can promise you that $30 or $70 oil change if you're using synthetic is a heck of a lot cheaper than that $5,000 engine. And that's if you have a cheap engine these days. To ensure the county is taking care of its infrastructure, a 2019 to 2023 capital improvement program was developed. This year, these one-time projects totaled $39 million. All projects are funded with existing county dollars, federal and state funding, and a bond for our Centennial Library remodel. Road and Bridge is our largest project area. In that area, the biggest project for 2019 is the reconstruction of Hanson Boulevard, from Bunker Lake Boulevard up to Crosstown Boulevard in Andover. We're also investing in traffic signals that tie into our traffic management center at the Highway Department. These signals can sense traffic volumes and adjust light intervals to manage traffic intersections in a more effective way, reducing the amount of time motorists spend idle on our county roads. This is similar to some of the artificial intelligence you read about these days, the AI. This is our Centrax system, and we're getting close. We're tying fiber optic to all of our stoplights throughout the county over a period of time, so they will be much more functional when it comes to sensing traffic flows. Another initiative to lessen traffic impact in our county that some of you might have noticed already is the conversion of many of our turn signals to flashing yellow arrows. This way, motorists waiting at lights can make left-hand turns if the intersections are clear of oncoming traffic. Bridges and roads, as we know, are so important for the traversing of any county. To ensure our bridges and roads continue to serve all of the motorists who travel them, Anoka County is investing over $52 million in pavement preservation and rehabilitation projects as part of this CIP. We also have an important safety project that will be completed this year, the Hanson Boulevard Railroad grade separation in Coon Rapids. This section of roadway near the intersection of Hanson Boulevard and Coon Rapids Boulevard will be reconstructed over top the railroad, which will have a significant effect on emergency vehicle response times. One more exciting project to note when talking about road construction is US Highway 10 improvements, which are now fully funded with a combination of MnDOT dollars, Metropolitan Council money, and contributions from the City of Anoka, state bonding money, and Anoka County. This $80 million project is slated to begin late 2021 and run through 2023, and will address significant congestion in the areas of Fair Oak and Thurston Avenues. You'll be familiar with this when I mention the McDonald's and Honest One Car Care there at Fair Oak. There will be a grade separation there and then another grade separation at Thurston. So these are really big projects, and we've worked really hard to assemble the money to make sure that this project can get done. It will not come without pain. There's going to be a lot of congestion, a lot of single lanes through that area when when the construction project gets into full swing. Remembering also that MnDOT in that same time frame wants to take down the Rum River Bridge, the Highway 10 bridge over the Rum River, and the Highway 16947 interchange at 10. So it will be a substantial project, so please be patient. Plan ahead in your trips. After this thoroughfare is transformed from a signalized corridor to a freeway, it's estimated that traffic delays will be reduced by 75% and crashes will dip by 57%. Those are some pretty big numbers to gain in traffic modeling. Some people who live in Anoka County or visit it likely know what a gem we have in our county park system, which is the second largest in the state in terms of acreage. The system is 11,500 acres, geographically distributed across the county, and around 5 million people a year visit our parks. It's important that we take care of this asset and other natural areas in our county. And that's just what we're doing with asset preservation and natural resources conservation projects. These projects are 80% funded through state and federal grant programs, and include the rehabilitation of aging roadways, trails, and parking lots throughout the county's park system, the repair of restroom facilities and picnic pavilions, enhancement of fish and wildlife habitat, and erosion control and bank stabilization along stretches of the Rum River. We're also making a determined effort to improve another county resource that gets many people outside on an annual basis: Chamonix Golf Course in Lino Lakes. As many of you probably know, when we were conducting our annual review of county departments last year, we found Chamonix was an area that needed further review. To improve the financial standing of the course, a 3-year plan was developed to carefully evaluate golf course expenses and bolster revenues. That plan is already in progress of being implemented. The approach the county has taken to enhance the course is multifaceted. One of the primary additions to the course is a new golf operations manager who comes to us with a decade of experience. Upgrades to Chamonix's facilities have also been completed. A new roof and siding were put on the clubhouse, and the interior restrooms in that building were remodeled. The pro shop was reorganized with new apparel and other saleable items, and work has been done to improve the Blue Heron banquet room. Chamonix also now features a new fleet of golf carts, and new mats have been installed in the driving range. Our primary capital improvement project for our libraries this year has been a long time in the works. By the end of the month, a $6.12 million Centennial Library reconstruction project will be complete. The building is now 13,000 square feet, almost double its previous size. The new library also features a bigger children's area, a large meeting room, several smaller conference rooms, and an IQ kitchen, which is a multi-purpose area that will serve as a demonstration kitchen and a space that can be used for various projects. We're very excited to unveil the new library to the public. We know it will be heavily used by many of our residents. The grand opening of the library is planned for June 29th. I'm told that's right on schedule, so we're excited about that and hope you all get a chance to visit the library. Aside from our employees and roads, one of Anoka County's biggest expenses is maintaining our buildings. There are over 200 buildings countywide, which means we have more than 2.5 million square feet of space to take care of. We're methodical about preserving our buildings, as they are all needed to adequately serve the public. A few years back, the Board of Commissioners directed our Facilities Management and Construction Department to conduct condition assessments of county buildings. They looked at everything from the air conditioning units on the rooftops down to the boilers in the basements. What came out of our initiative was a process that aligned perfectly with our capital improvement program. We now have a 10-year building maintenance plan that feeds into a 5-year plan and then into an annual plan. As part of these plans, we're implementing programs that increase efficiencies and reduce costs. For example, at our Rum River campus, we're getting rid of a huge antiquated boiler and installing small scalable boilers in each of the cottages, allowing us to be much more energy efficient at that location. Another key building project for 2018 was our LED retrofit. By replacing lights in our 2x2 foot fixtures in county buildings, we're going from generating about 64 watts down to 19 watts. That's a substantial decrease in our energy footprint, and it's also a great cost savings to Anoka County. Another big project in the works for some of our most heavily utilized buildings is the expansion of the Coon Rapids License and Passport Center. The specifics for this expansion haven't been ironed out just yet, but when this plan moves forward, the centers will be able to better accommodate all who use them. I'm sure some of you here today have stopped by those centers, likely when MNLARS was slowing down about everything we could see at the License Center and Passport Center in the state. So you'll know how busy and crowded those buildings can be. Also of great importance, and an asset we need to protect and maintain, is the county's technology infrastructure. Much of the work our employees do involves computers, tablets, phones, and other electronic devices. I'm sure all of you are aware of just how much you rely on technology to run your businesses, and the county is no different. We have a technology outage. If we have a technology outage, it severely impacts how we serve the public. So we're taking proactive steps to keep our system functional, and secure. Several thousand spam messages per day are blocked by the county's filters, as are hundreds of viruses. Even with this safety net in place, we still take further steps such as training for our employees so they know how to avoid accidentally clicking on a link or opening an email that could compromise county systems and data. The county IT department has also been extremely active this year in expanding its information systems program. IT has been being deliberate and realistic in its approach with an adoption of innovative technologies that strengthen Anoka County's security and protect its assets. Our IT department constantly works to improve efficiencies, reduce costs, and serve the public in a more effective way. Recently, our IT department partnered with the Anoka County Attorney's Office to begin implementing a brand new case management system that accommodates for e-charging and e-filing. IT is also looking to establish a new property tax system to better handle all the growth in business and residents we have here in Anoka County. Delivery of service has been another important focus for our IT department. For example, at several county departments, like the county's License Center, our Veteran Services Office, and our Economic Assistance Office in Anoka and Blaine, we now have check-in kiosks that save time for visitors, cut down on paper usage, and improve the processing of information. Another primary focus in Anoka County has been economic development. We're making great strides in that area. Just last year, we hired a full-time economic development coordinator, and we worked with the firm 80 Advantage and other area stakeholders to put together a 212-page economic development business recruitment roadmap. These efforts are starting to pay great dividends, as we're seeing an uptick in businesses that are making Anoka County home. Crown Iron Works is relocating to Blaine, building a 70,000 square foot facility. Ruffridge Johnson, a road construction and aggregate equipment company, opened a 19,000 square foot facility in Centerville last year. BAE Systems, one of the largest employers in Fridley's Northern Stacks Business Park, is adding another 300 jobs. Allina Health will be employing up to 500 new workers at its new Customer Experience Center in Coon Rapids. And Lennar Homes is starting an 864-unit housing project in Lino Lakes, with a variety of housing opportunities. This February, Anoka County unveiled a new resource to help further bolster economic development in our communities. We now have a cutting-edge economic development website that serves to attract businesses to the county and showcase the asset that make the area a great place to live and work and do business. One aspect that sets this website apart from sites that simply tell prospective businesses about a community is its interactive map. This map highlights properties for sale or lease, and it offers a variety of important information, including the exact location of properties, the type, price, and size, and additional information that helps prospective buyers narrow down which of Anoka County's commercial properties are the best fit for their business. This site is truly a great resource, and I encourage you to check it out if you haven't yet. The name's pretty easy to remember, anokacountysuccess.org. I'll take a minute here just to acknowledge that this is a partnership. Our economic development team is made up of the cities in Anoka County and the county. We work together to make sure that we are now pushing Anoka County as hard as we can to make sure that, and we're doing that with Connexus Energy and the Chamber and others to make sure that that they think of Anoka County first when they're looking for a place to run their next business. One more economic development project of note in the area is the Minnesota Technology Corridor. Connexus, along with Anoka and Washington counties, are launching this initiative to promote on a national level the high bandwidth, talented workforce, available land, and high energy capacity we have available north of the metro. We'll be working with Greater MSP, DEED, and Great River Energy to market our area to companies that need these assets to thrive. Let's take a few minutes to watch a concept video that was put together by Connexus that further explains the Minnesota Technology Corridor. As you can see, the one thing there that we're contemplating changing is maybe doing some of those drone shots when the grass is green and plush, and maybe not play up that snow quite so much. Let's talk law enforcement for a second. Our county's law enforcement is led by Sheriff James Stewart. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the responsibilities of his department, which is difficult to do in a short amount of time because our sheriff's office does so much. And then I'm going to talk about some important enhancements happening at our county jail. Our sheriff's office is a multifaceted agency that provides services to all 21 communities in Anoka County. It is the exclusive law enforcement provider for 8 of those communities. It includes specialty service assignments like dive team and water patrol, search and rescue, and recreational enforcement, to name a few. Divisional assignments unique to the sheriff's office are civil process, administrative assignments, jail security, criminal investigations, law enforcement training, warrants, crime scene unit, and forensic laboratories. Our county jail is a 238-bed facility in downtown Anoka. It houses primarily non-sentenced inmates in a combination of direct supervision and remote supervision housing units. Providing proper care to these individuals can be difficult for our detention deputies and other jail staff, and that's why we've taken the step to increase health care services at the jail. It's important to understand that providing health care to inmates is a constitutional obligation, and this is a duty we take very seriously. Subsequently, the Board of Commissioners recently approved increasing the nursing staff hours at the jail. So this facility has expertly trained medical personnel there at all hours of the day. I want to relate just a quick story the sheriff told me once. As we were talking about the jail, I was a new commissioner a few years back, and he reminded me of something that I really wasn't aware of. And I think most of you are probably sharper than me, so you probably are, but I'll relate it anyways. There's not a single murderer, rapist, child molester that's in prison today that didn't first spend 3 months to a year in a county jail. Because you go to the county jail first, and you spend your time there before you go see the judge and before you're, depending on how your appeals process works. You're in a county jail that whole time, and you could be the worst terrorist, but you're in a county jail. It opened my eyes because I always thought the county jail is where the guy went who got the DWI or the kid that ran away or something like that. It wasn't ever the major criminals, but it's just not the case. Another reason why we need to keep security at our county jails in top shape. Dealing with the mental health of detainees at the jail is also always a challenge. To address this issue, a jail mental health project work group composed of jail command staff and personnel from other county agencies was established. This group looked at mental health needs in the jail and recommended an increase of 8 hours of mental health services. This recommendation was well received by the County Board of Commissioners and is being implemented. At the Attorney's Office, it's led by Tony Palumbo. Mr. Palumbo's office handles a large volume of cases throughout the year, both criminal and civil, and his office is always looking for more innovative ways to serve the public and ensure justice is served. Recently, the Civil Division of the County Attorney's Office successfully litigated a series of big box property tax cases. These cases have and will have impacts nationwide as major retailers challenge their property taxes, but in Anoka County, it ensures that the big guys are paying their fair share, which helps keep local businesses here at home. Our attorney's office is tirelessly working to upgrade technology that will move it through the coming years. This includes the paperless filing system I mentioned earlier, updating courtroom technology, a build-out of high-speed fiber optic infrastructure to improve information sharing with public defenders, and continual collaboration with law enforcement agencies to address the growing shortage, storage, and public needs related to body camera data. The Anoka County Attorney's Office should be commended for all its recent achievements, which are too many to explain in detail right now, but I'll give you a quick snapshot. The office has applied for a 2-year renewal of a state crime victim services grant to help underserved populations. The focus during the first 3 years of this grant was weighted towards elder abuse and senior victims. With that program now solidly successful, the focus is turning towards helping marginalized victims. The office and its staff are involved in many cross-agency collaborative committees that seek to help our community members. Just a few of these are the Abuse in Later Life Committee, the Minnesota Alliance on Crime, and the Attorney General's Task Force on Sexual Assault. Our attorney's office has formed an internal diversity and inclusion committee aimed at improving inclusivity within the office and the community through training and engagement. I feel like I've been speaking for quite a while, and for those of you who are familiar with me, you know I prefer to be concise. But that's a difficult goal to attain when I'm talking about the great work performed by our many county departments. Before I finish today, I'd like to quickly mention just a few more initiatives that are making a positive impact for residents of Anoka County. Two of our programs, the Chemical Health and Heroin Initiative and the Connect Kids Initiative, received awards at the end of last year. The Chemical Health and Heroin Initiative, which utilizes multiple resources to reduce future drug overdoses and deaths in Anoka County, was recognized by the Association of Minnesota Counties at that association's annual conference. Connected Kids, a program developed to help Anoka County mitigate the dwindling amount of licensed foster care homes available to serve families, received a local government innovation award. At the Career Force Center in Blaine, our Career Pathways program were awarded $550,000 for Pathways to Prosperity training to help adults gain skills in occupations and secure employment in several in-demand fields such as healthcare, office and administrative technology, precision sheet metal, 911 communications, and more. Our Recycling and Resource Solutions Department is doing some great things in our county as well. To put important recycling information in the hands of our citizens, the department's developed an app that contains a database of more than 300 commonly disposed of items. This app explains to residents how to dispose or manage common recyclables, organics, hazardous wastes, and items for reuse, and much more. Now, I can tell your age because if I was talking to millennials, they'd all have their cell phones out getting that app right now. But I trust you're remembering that, so you'll do it later. Thank you again for inviting me here today to tell you about many of the great initiatives that are underway or planned for the near future in Anoka County. Everything we do as elected officials and staff in the county is with you, our residents and business owners, in mind. We want to be responsible stewards of the county's lands, buildings, and other resources. We want to respect your tax dollars by using them in the most beneficial and fiscally responsible manner, and we want to create innovative solutions to problems wherever possible. Thank you.